think of a few considerations for each that when you answer each of these questions, what do you need to really consider? And again, you've probably answered a lot of these questions already, but if we can walk through this quickly, I think you'll have a better idea walking out of here about how you implement a digital public affairs campaign or digital advocacy campaign that's going to be effective. What is your issue? I think about, will people care? Is it timely? Do your allies care? Are your opponents already engaged? Is it a legislative issue? Is it a regulatory issue? Is it state? Is it federal? These are all things you need to think about. Are you going to do one issue at a time? Are you going to try to advocate on multiple issues through the same platform all at once? Make it as clear-cut as possible, because if you get halfway down the road and you want to change your tact, it's going to be a lot more work than if you say, I want to do X, Y, and Z and just do that, or I want to do X and that's it for the next year. Make those goals clear. Number two, what is your organization's position? This also gets a lot into messaging, which we can talk about a little more later, but your organization's position must be crystal clear. You're not going to be effective if you have a muddled message that no one really cares about. How will your allies react? How will your opponents react? Start to think through during this phase how it's going to influence your messaging. Number three, who is your audience and who are the other stakeholders? You got to start to think, if you're running a social campaign, how are you going to build your audience? How are you going to build your allies? How are you going to build those people that are going to do work for you? You're going to start with your friends. You're going to start with your friends' networks. And the way I thought about this in the past is you're going to grow some organic support online, but the way you're going to get your base is you're going to call your friends on the phone and you're going to say, hey, I'm starting a digital campaign. You guys are on Facebook. Follow me on Facebook. Hey, you guys are active on Twitter. Can you please retweet our stuff? Can you send out an email to your email list saying, visit this new campaign and check it out and join? It's going to be that old school organizing that's going to get your base organized online. That's where you got to start. The organic stuff will come from that, but if you don't have a base of people on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your email list, you're not going to get anywhere. What are some key dates? This is the same old stuff. Is it legislative? Is it regulatory? Hearings? Deadlines? It's essentially, where can I impact this decision-making process? And then this is really the key one. Number 5, what are your key messages? This, again, you do every day. You think about what your key messages are, what moves people. It doesn't change online. The thing that I've found in my experience is online only makes it more important to have a clear, concise message, because you're going to be using that message over and over and over and over again. I run some online campaigns and I'm sick of writing the same phrases because it's our key message and we just want to bury it into people's heads. But when it gets to online, you need content. Everybody here this whole day has told you that content is king, right? And it's true. I mean, if you're not posting regularly on Twitter or Facebook, no one's going to care. You're going to fall off Facebook. People won't even see you in the first place. So if you're posting content that regularly, your message is critical. It's got to be crisp. People have to care about it. And it's got to be something that you're willing to write over and over and over and over again. Number 6, quickly, where are you active online? I think this gets right down to it. Do you want to be on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, email, things I've never heard of? Do you want to be on all of them all at once? Probably not. I mean, if you're really, really sophisticated, you can probably expand into multiple places. But maybe you want to choose one of them. Maybe you want to choose Twitter and email and then call it a day and see how things go. You don't necessarily need to be doing everything at once. And then number 7, what are you asking people to do? You want to recruit people, you want to organize people, and you want to mobilize people. This is stuff we all know by heart. But when you're doing it with a social campaign, you're asking people to do stuff online, but you're also asking people to do stuff offline. They have to be coordinated. If you're going to ask somebody to send a legislator an email, how come you're not asking the same person to make a phone call? There's no reason that if they like you on Twitter, that they're not trying to get a district level meeting with a congressman. This stuff's all combined, and it's most effective if you're using the online tools with the offline tools.